All right, for today's lesson, we're going to now add in volume of pyramids. So it's going to be a different shape than what we've been looking at with our prisms. So here we have a picture of our prisms and pyramid. Again, they look completely different. So with a prism, we have two bases. Inner sides are rectangles. But with a pyramid, you're going to have one base and your sides are triangles. For your formulas, kind of similar, but there's one part that makes it different. So for your prisms, we have V equals BH. And then for your pyramid, we have V equals 1/3 BH. And so the 1/3 just means divide by 3. So we'll find the area of our base times our height and then divide it by 3 at the end. Okay, so let's go over our volume of prisms first. So we have our V equals BH. So there's our base, our height. So since it has a squared, it means it's already done. So our height is 5, our area base is 50. And so we'll multiply 50 times 5, which is 250 meters cubed. Okay. So we have three numbers. So I would start with finding your height, which is 6. So that means the numbers left are my B. So we find the area of it by multiplying them together. So 8 times 4 is 32. And then we're going to do 32 times 6, which is 192 meters cubed. Okay, so now for our pyramids. Pyramids, I think, are a little bit easier because your base will be on the bottom. So that's the nice part. So base height, your height goes from the top point straight down through the center of the pyramid. So we have our base is 25, our height is 9. So we have 1/3, 25 times 9. So we're going to do 25 times 9 first. And then we're going to divide that by 3 for 1/3. And we get 75 meters cubed. Okay, so let's look at this pyramid. So there's our base, there is our height. So I know our height is 3. So we're going to find the area of our base. So we're going to multiply those two numbers together, which is 10 times 4 is 40. Then I'm going to multiply 40 times 3, which is 120, and then divide it by 3. And we get 40 meters cubed. All right, so let's look at a few more examples. So big thing is making sure, again, you know what your shape is, if it's a prism or a pyramid. So this left one is a pyramid. So we use the formula 1/3 BH. So there's our base, there is our height. So we'll find the area of our base. So that's going to be 10 and 8, which is 80. Our height is 6. And so I'm going to show you a shortcut. So we're not multiplying really big numbers and then dividing by 3. We can actually divide by 3 on this step. So find a number that's easy to divide by 3, which I would say is going to be 6. So 3 into 6 is going to be 2. And then all we have left to do is do 80 times 2, which is 160. Okay, and again, we can do 80 times 6, which is 480, and then divide that by 3, which is 160. So again, if you can divide it by 3, and you know you can, then do that. If not, then solve it like we normally do. Okay, so the one to the right, again, this is a pyramid, so we use 1/3 BH. So there's my base, height, It already has the squared, so that means it's already done. So like for this one, I know 3 can't go into 10, but I'm not sure if 3 can go into 54 evenly. So I'm just going to go ahead and multiply it like normal. So 54 times 10 is 540. And then I can divide that by 3. And we get 180. So we could have divided 3 into 54. But like I said, I don't know that off the top of my head. So I try to find the one that you can divide easily in your head. Okay, so going down, so again, this one is a pyramid. We have our 1/3 BH. So there's our base, there's our height. So find the area of our base. So we're going to multiply them together because it's a rectangle. So 8 times 7 is 56. My height is 6. So again, can I divide 3 into one of the numbers? Yes, I would do 6 because we know 3 into 6 is going to be 2 times. And then I'm just left with 56 times 2, which is 112 inches cubed. So again, you can multiply 56 times 6 and then divide it by 3. But again, whatever way works best for you. All right, so to the right, we have our prism. So it's just V equals BH. So there's our base, there's our height. There is, since it's got the squared, it's already done. So we know our B is 42, our height is 7, and we just multiply. So there is no 1/3 because it's not a prism. So we have 42 times 7, which is 294 centimeters cubed. All right, so for this one, again, this is a prism. So we have V equals BH. So there is our base on the bottom. There is our height. So we know height is 2. We're going to find the area of our base by multiplying them together. So 5 times 10 is 50. And then we've got 50 times our height, which is a 2. And so we get 100 centimeters cubed. All right, so for our last one, we have our pyramid. So our formula is 1/3 BH. So there is our base. So if you notice, we have 2 numbers for height. So I've been teaching you to say if you see a slant, mark it out. We do have a number on the slant, and that's going to be our 17 because it's slanted towards like the side. And we want the one that goes from the top to the bottom of the pyramid. So we're going to use 15 for our height. Okay, so for our base, they give you one number, so that means it's a square. And so 16 times 16 is 256. Okay, so again, you can multiply 256 times 15, but 3 can go into 15 evenly, which is going to be 5. And then I can now multiply 256 times 5, which is a lot smaller. So 256 times 5 is 1,000. Nope, I did that wrong. 6 times 5 is 30, 0, 30. Oop, carry our 2 is 1,280 inches cubed. All right, so your homework is going to be just like this page. It's a mixture of prisms and pyramids.